right, here we go. So for today, we're going to start on our backs. So you'll notice that I have 2 blocks that we'll use today and then the chair. Other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. So I want us to just come right down onto the mat. So no props or anything, but just the flat surface of the mat. And we'll just go ahead and lay back just like this. So you could have legs long here, or you could have soles of feet on the ground and the knees bent. And we're going to take our hands and just place the hands on the low belly. And we're going to start this way for a reason. And this is, it's like when some of the first videos, right, where we were pausing at the very beginning of practice to have a check-in, right? And so it's just like this moment, this kind of deep breath in, deep breath out, just like arriving and seeing what's here. Emotionally, spiritually, even thoughts. Just from what the day has been, kind of what's the system, what's in our system. And oftentimes when we're really busy with family, busy with new puppies, it's really easy, right, to just kind of skip over an honest, just really letting reality be here, right? What is it that's here? What is it that maybe we've been avoiding? What is it that maybe we've been overlooking, not seeing? And yoga is this beautiful way of letting it come from like the honesty of the body, right? In yoga, oftentimes it's the body is the truth teller. And I want you to notice how the body's laying on the ground. And you kind of start from the back of the head and just notice how the head is resting on the ground. How the shoulders are resting on the ground, or if they have tension in them, sometimes they're not restful, right? And then that's no judgment, but we just kind of notice like, oh, I feel life force, right? I feel the holding, I feel the aliveness, and the aliveness comes with some tension in there too. You kind of move down the spine to the low back, and you just notice how the low back feels in connection to the earth. So does it feel relaxed? Does it feel easy to release the weight downwards? Does it feel more difficult? Then we come down into the pelvis with our attention and kind of where the hands are. And you just kind of notice anything. And of course, this work is subtle, right? And so we just allow the attention to kind of tune in towards the subtleties. And the feet, right? The important feet connected down to the earth. And we're going to start with a few crow's breaths here. So we just breathe in through the nose and out through pursed lips. So it's a soft, gentle pull of the air in through the nose, nice and full. Purse the lips and blow out. And a few more breaths like that. So when you come full, it's like filling the balloon, right? It's just like fill, fill, fill. And when you blow out, it's deflating the balloon. It's like this just deflation, right, downwards. if your feet are not on the ground, go ahead and bring the feet to the floor, and we'll continue like that. So we'll take the inhale and kind of rock the pelvis forward, lift up through the low back. And then as you blow out, it's like that long blowout. We tuck the tailbone under, press the low back down. And you just continue at your own pace like that. So the inhale, exploring the inhale. I think you said something yesterday that really I kind of wanted to highlight, but I think we were just in conversation, and that is just like this kind of curiosity, right? It's like kind of we know when we're on the right path, when there's just like an innate curiosity, right? That we're just going in a direction and it's like one step in front of the other. And you might take a couple more if you're enjoying that. And when you're ready to release it, think about it like really just releasing the muscles of it. You might even flop your hands over to the sides and just kind of take in a little bit of movement, very special movement, kind of rocking and pumping the cerebral spinal fluid along the spine, they say. And then let's go ahead and pull the knees in, give a hug, draw the forehead up towards the knees and squeeze in. And then we're going to take that forward. You can see if you can rock forward and back along the spine, or you might choose to rock over to a side. And we'll come up. We're going to come right on over, and we're going to come on to hands and knees. Just like maybe one or two more cat-cows, just kind of feeling it in this position. It's a movement, right? Remembering that movement is expressive. And the body, right, particularly in our culture, the body likes opportunities to move energy, right, express. And then I'm going to let the heart slump down between the shoulders, the head slump down. Maybe wiggle the jaw, maybe open the jaw wide. You might wobble side to side. And then push up through the shoulders, so it's like the heart kind of pushes up into the back body, rounding the upper back, maybe give a little claw to the fingertips. And we'll come about neutral, so just some form of neutral that feels integrated, right? That's kind of what we're looking for, is feeling integrated. Long, spacious, those are words that are helpful, I think, in yoga. And then we'll take the right foot back to the back of the mat. And we just kind of feel how the weight shifts. The body has to respond to the weight shift. And then we'll see what it's like to lift that leg up. Notice when you lift the leg up, if the belly kind of wants to sink down, see if you can gently, right? No over efforting or forcing, but just kind of hold the belly up high too. So it's really coming from the back of the leg lifting, and then release the left arm forward. And remember, any little wobbles, shakes, tipping over, all that stuff is all part of it. And then in the balancing position, we often find that we hold our breath. And so we have to kind of make this conscious choice to breathe in and out. Maybe one more there. And then gently hand and knee back down. Yeah, and any kind of little movements there. Might even take the knees wide, come back into child's pose. Let's do that. Let's come to child's pose, easy to change sides. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and come up onto all fours. And we'll kind of come to the other side. So finding a somewhat neutral, all fours, and then sliding the left foot to the back of the mat. You might notice how the weight shifts on the hands, in the hips, in the torso. And then we're going to lift that leg up, hopefully from the strength of the back of the leg. And then we'll release the right arm forward and come balancing. And notice if it's what it's like to breathe balancing. One more breath. And release. And once again, give little movements. You can take the knees wide once again and sit back towards child's pose. You might turn the palms up here. It's a little bit different. Turning the palms up can be this really beautiful gesture of offering up. And when we're offering up usually from things that we really hold dearly. And often those things that we really hold dearly are really related to who we think we are. And who we think we are is really related to holding patterns, habitual patterns. So it's like from the bottom of my heart, I'm willing to let go of my beliefs in order to see clearly. Maybe a big lion's breath. Come upright. We'll take our blocks and blocks to the front of the mat. And we will tuck the toes and lift ourselves up and back into downward facing dog. And come all the way up onto the toes. Bend the knees, tilt the pelvis up and back. Get longer through the arms. And it's just like allowing the body to be in this length, right? Finding length. It's like cellularly, each little cell is just finding its way to participate and get a little bit longer. And then we can stay up on the toes, but straighten the legs. And then releasing heels back down. Let's walk the blocks back. And we'll ragdoll. So remember that forward fold where we bend the knees. You could grab each elbow, you don't have to, but it's kind of nice to let the arms traction that way and fold in. Let the crown of the head point down to the ground so it's long through the neck. And you feel this hinge at the hips. So right at the top of the legs and the front, you just feel this kind of folding over. Let that happen. If the belly wants to slide down the thighs anymore, sometimes that can feel nice. And then we're going to find the other forward fold. So I like to bring hands to blocks and press into the blocks, reach the heart forward. That's like an inhale. Shoulders pulled down out of the ears. And then exhale, bend and fold. And just move between that. You can make it smooth and kind of wave-like. Just once more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back in. Draw hands to the hips and stand all the way up. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. Take the hands back behind, clasping the hands, and kind of roll the shoulders onto the back. So it's like the shoulder blades kind of roll back, the shoulder heads roll back. And just look straight forward. And then see if you can lift the arms any amount. Let the arms come a little bit more straight maybe. Let the tailbone reach down towards the ground. So there's kind of this sensation of pulling the belly in, lengthening through tips of the ears. So it's like the tips of the ears go up towards the sky. You just breathe into whatever sensation you feel, imagining that you can broaden through the collarbones, even if it feels sticky or stuck or impossible. You just breathe space. Then go ahead and release. Give a little bounce. We can let bounce happen through the body. We did some kind of funny stuff coming like up onto the toes, right, and back down. We're gonna skip that just and go for the bounce instead. So let the bounce be free. You could kind of pump through the heels, or you could have the heels grounded, either way. And then a little wiggle, just letting it happen. Yeah, and then we'll just pause and feel all the little tingles, the little signals that we are alive. And that's enough. Okay, let's go ahead and we will take the chair. We'll have just like a little moment here where we sit in the chair, and we'll take left ankle over the right thigh. I like to give a little bit of hand pressure there, and close the eyes. And I don't know about you, but when I come into this position, there's the sensation in the hip, of course, right? Nice place to go to, right, with the attention. Also just taking in the posture, right? So noticing how in this posture it takes more effort to kind of come up right, up straight. And so recognizing that effort and letting it be there. So the heart lifting. And for me, when the heart lifts, right, it affects the breath. It means that there's kind of all these muscles that are having to work to kind of keep everything upright. And then it's a beautiful opportunity to have this nice full inhale and full exhale. And one way to kind of play with that would be crow's breath, right? So it's like a inhale through the nose. Keep the lift that you found, but just exhale through the mouth. Feel the diaphragm lift. We'll just have one more breath like that. And then release that breath, release the effort. Let yourself kind of fold in, round in here. And notice the breath, right? So can we, with the most kindness, without judgment on the circumstances of the body, When thoughts do come, you might recognize them with a word, right? Worry, fear, joy, frustration, contentment, boredom, anything. Anger, disappointment, exhaustion. Let's come back upright and release. I'm going to just move right over to the other side. So right ankle across. A little pressure on the knee. Notice the position of the spine. And we'll take our few crow's breaths here where we inhale and come real upright. Stay nice and high, but exhale through the mouth. Feeling the diaphragm lift. And 2 more breaths like that. The inhale, get tall from the base. So real strong. Lift, lift, lift. Exhale, let that be strong too. One more like that. And then let yourself fold forward and round in and release the breath. Let the breath stay flowing, right? So we always want to make sure the breath is flowing, but it can go more gentle. If there's emotion, if there's feeling, if there's kind of waves of feeling, right? Just being present to them. That's all that's required. Not getting hooked in, right? So sometimes we get hooked into the storyline. Instead, here we're kind of stepping back a little bit into that witness position, observing, being curious. And coming in, right? You feel stomach space here, right? A space of digestion. Also very watery space, very emotional space. Right? So easy to tap into and go there. Let yourself go there to whatever degree you feel is helpful today. And when you're ready, come back upright. Release and feel. And then we're going to come down onto the ground again from here. And we're finished just for a little Shavasana. Yeah, so again, we're going to use very little props. You could potentially put a bolster under your legs, but I invite you also to take Shavasana just flat, nothing. Just flat is can be really therapeutic to the body. And again, I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to stay conscious of that because I can just babble on forever. But I invite you to take a few minutes here. If you have 10 full minutes, you might set a timer and stay here for 10 full minutes, just allowing the bones of the body to be receptive to the ground. And letting the body be exactly as it is. So it's the practice of being with circumstance exactly as it is. It's just not easy. It's not easy, and that's why we take all the movements we do, all the actions we do, to avoid the challenges of life. And yoga is telling us that we have the resources within us. We can develop the kindness and the compassion that's required to be with life as it is. Don't feel like you have to suppress any wiggles, wobbles, twitches, shakes, emotion. Let things flow as they are in the body. And if that just means you need deep rest, take deep rest. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, but again, you're welcome to stay longer. Namaste.